back. Look at you. Look at you coming back. This is Freelance. So I don't. You chose this. You came here for a movie called Freelance. So you must want to know more about it. Well, it's on Hulu. Does not have audio description. Because it's Hulu, and also because of this. I don't even know if this film has available audio description, but it stars John Cena. Uh, yeah. Christian Slater, um, and just yeah, John Cena. What happened to his career? Like, what are we doing here? Uh, I can't get past. I'm just like, why are his films going straight to streaming now? Like, I thought we were trying to make John Cena the next big thing. Isn't that why he's in the Fast and Furious movies? Aren't we trying to, like, make him the next The Rock? But then again, The Rock has movies that go straight to streaming. Anyway, I don't know. Alison Brie's in this as well. It's a dumb action comedy that just doesn't really try to make any sense, or it doesn't really think about what it is that it's doing, and it has some big ideas and takes some big swings. It's moderately entertaining. Um, it does not have audio description, and it's an action film, which is problematic because it makes it impossible for me to grade this, to actually be like, yes, this is a grade, because there's a lot of shooting and people getting blown up and shoot off with a helicopter. Just a whole bunch of different scenes in this film that are just scream like, I don't know what's happening. Somebody describe this for me. As a blind person, I can't tell who is shooting who from where. Yeah. So, yes, true. I guess I'll tell you, the plot is about John Cena, who plays a lawyer. We'll let that sit in. um, who is also ex-Special Forces, and who gets called up by his former friend, who he worked out in missions with Christian Slater. I love that John Cena and Christian Slater supposedly did missions together. I love that that's the narrative we're going with here. You've got John Cena, who's ripped, who looks like he can, I don't know, literally Kool-Aid man his way into your house. And then Christian Slater. And it's like, yeah, we fought alongside. This makes sense. Anyway, Christian Slater calls him up and he's like, I've got a gig. And John's like, ooh, I've got a job. Christian's like, but I've got a gig. It's easy. It's security. There's a reporter. She's going in. Where is she going in? She's going into this fake country that we had to create for purposes of this film. But you remember it because it killed all of our team the last time we were there. What? I don't want to go back there. Are you fucking crazy? He goes back for the money. It's all about the money, money, money. I'm having fun with this review. Subscribe for nonsense. Yeah, so he goes back with Alison Brie, who is basically a disgraced journalist. I don't know why. I don't even know how she has money to hire private security for this. Because it shows her, like, quitting her job because she didn't follow a source. And yet she's interviewing the world leader of a country and can pay for private security? Really? How? Anyway, this film doesn't really try to explain a lot of things to you. It just is like, here you go. You're not here for questions. She goes there. Apparently, she knows the leader of the country through, like, friend of a friend situation. And John Cena is, he's not going to kill this guy. He's just there to do a job, The guy is super friendly. I didn't recognize the actor. I'm sorry. He's done something before. I'm sure, but very friendly guy. Could have been played by Antonio Banderas if the age gap between Antonio and Alison Brie wasn't shocking. And I say Antonio Banderas, and I do mean Antonio Banderas. That dude just did Journey to Bethlehem, so he's not saying no anymore. There's no reason that Antonio Banderas would have turned down a film with John Cena, Alison Brie, and Christian Slater already signed to it. He was also in an Expendables film, so yeah, he's absolutely on the playing field for this. But just think Antonio Banderas, and you'll be fine. And so he's charming, and oh no, there's a coup. Surprise! So his government is being overthrown, so he's not really the dictator anymore. And John Cena has to protect Alison Brie, and because she wants to now report on the coup since she happens to be there. Also the dictator, who I guess killed his entire team back in the day. Um, uh, Instantly, to any viewer, this would seem immediately shady because of the timing, and the fact that, Christian Slater is like, I can't spare any of my guys because, they're really important where they're needed. That's why I'm calling you, because I know you from back in the day, and you're out of the game, and now you're a lawyer with a wife that is kicking you out of the house because you told your daughter to defend herself. Which is just like, that's like a whole other storyline. Let's just go ahead and we're gonna slip that conversation in for a second. I'm gonna go on a tangent here. What the fuck? Like, come up with a valid reason. like, I want to be able to root for women in film, but this is like he gets called to the school, and his wife is upset, and she's like, "You taught our daughter to punch in the throat." I'm like, first of all, his daughter's, I don't know, like 12, and so she punched a male classmate in the throat. It was probably for good reason, you know. She's probably defending herself, or whatever. And she's like, now we have lawsuits for being punched in the throat at school. Man, I miss those days, because way worse shit happened in my school days. Like, where are the lawyers then? Yeah, that whole conversation just made me dumber, just listening to it. Then she was like, you need to move out. I was like, well, obviously this has been brewing for a long time, so can we have that conversation instead of this one? Because this is really stupid. Like, admonishing your husband for supporting your female self-defense, his daughter's self-defense needs, is probably the dumbest reason to kick him out of the house. So, anyway, it's really hard to root for those characters, but luckily we don't see them much. It just gives John Cena, like, this backstory, so that he's like, oh, I really want to figure out a way to work on my marriage. I was like, dude, by letting your daughter just get assaulted? Like, I don't know, what was plan B in that conversation? Like, yes, you're right. She shouldn't have hit him in the throat. She should have just let the boy attack her, and just hoped that a teacher noticed, maybe scream for help. What girls usually do when they don't fight back. That's what I should have taught her. My bad. I forgot. Like, okay, so back to the plot of this film, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. It takes a while for John Cena to pick up on what's going on in this film. He literally needs a speech from the evil dictator that he's protecting, who's like, do you really think? He's like, why are you here? And John Cena's like, I'm private security to protect. I was hired to. No. Why do you think you're really here? The question that we're all sitting there going, God, fucking shit. Please just realize. Dude, the first time he calls Christian Slater, I'm like, why are you doing this? Are you really that dumb? Is this character dumb? Because it's hard for him to be a lawyer and also dumb. Um so anyway, yeah, you can probably it's pretty easy to figure out where this movie is going. None of it really works. Even without the audio description, I really don't know where this grade would land. I'm not gonna say it was the worst time I had. It's one of those like silly fun movies. John Cena brings his A game pretty much all the time. It's got a terrible script. His film just has a dumb script. It has one of those scripts too where like it has like meaning and purpose just suddenly thrown into it. The dictator gets to talk about, and we learn about how um, he regrets like the early parts of his dictatorship because he turned his back on the people and he listened to corporations and corporate greed, and he believes that he's having a coup because he told the corporations no, and he found out his land is rich in some mineral that's really important, and instead of letting companies come in and take it for themselves, he wants to have his own people be able to mine it so that they can sell it and become a wealthy nation of their own. So you find out he might be a good guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, but he goes in these long speeches about how corporations hire people, and it's not really the CIA. It's like, who do you think has the money to hire private mercenaries to come in here? And it's like corporations. So I'm not afraid of the CIA. I'm afraid of the CEO. You know, it's like, I watch the films. I do. I think people think that I turn them off just because they don't have audio description, just so I can complain about them. No, no, that's not the whole damn thing. There's awkward moments between John Cena and Alison Brie where she seems to be like sort of hitting on him. There's this like flirty thing where they only have like one bed, and she's like, "Why don't we play a game to see who gets the bed?" I'm just like, obviously John Cena's gonna let you have the bed. Like, what do you mean? What is happening here? Um, so yeah, this film wouldn't be great even if it did have audio. I don't think I'd be recommending it, but at least I would have a better idea. You know, there are differences between like a C, which is probably about as high as I'd be willing to go with audio description. If it describes some like really badass action packed sequences, to maybe like a D plus. You know, I think the makers of the film would much rather hear this C. So an audio description is gonna fill in the gaps where I wasn't able to follow, and would help me actually land on a grade. That's why I do this. It's not because I hate people, but sadly, this film is inaccessible to me. So my grade is unwatchable. It might be unwatchable with audio description. I'm kidding. It's at least some grade of watchable. There are some people who get a kick out of it. It was. I've had worse times at watching movies before, but it is so dumb. It's from the director of Taken, by the way. I should have mentioned that a lot earlier in the review before people tuned out. Um, yeah, Pierre Morel directed this. So it should have been better. It's just not. And I think it's at the script phase. The script is just not. The script needed a rewrite and nobody bothered to do it. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Please subscribe so I can continue to talk about content and audio description and why we need it and all that kind of stuff. I have a website, MacTheMovieGuy.com. You can follow me on X, Threads, or Instagram at MacTheMovieGuy. You can go to the audio description project, adb.acb.org. It'll let you know what is audio description, where you can watch it. And you can go to the ADNA.org. That's the ADNA.org. It'll let you know who's narrating your favorite films and television series. That's it for me today. I'm going to watch something else and see you guys on the other side.